Everything is good until it's not, and everything works until it doesn't. This is No Singular Solutions. All right, we're back. This is Joshua Hoyt. Welcome to the No Singular Solutions podcast. I believe that no matter what you've been through, you can still achieve greatness and help others along the way. This podcast is about self-awareness and self-discovery, and I'm trying to help you be authentically impactful. Don't forget, you can support the podcast by following on all the platforms, downloading episodes, review on Apple Podcasts, and submit your questions through No Singular Solutions, nosingular-solutions.com/podcast under the icon feedback on 5. So your questions that come through will be our future episodes, and we'll answer those to help people out as we go. I have a special guest that a lot of you who choose to watch this are going to know by face, but we're going to introduce him by name. This episode's about resilience. And my guest is a young man who has shown resilience and toughness in a way like I have never seen in my life. Joining me today is the Mr. Ben Dapper. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good. Is this your first podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're all good, ready, excited, ready to have a good conversation?
Yep.
I like it. Good deal. So when I do my episodes, so each episode has a different topic, and we talk about different things like attitude and confidence. And when I thought about resilience is toughness, right? It's about being tough, and it's being able to, get over obstacles and things that happen in life. You, sir, are the first person that I thought of with that word. You've been through a lot the last few years, I'm going to say several years, not just few years. And I know you know what resilience means. I know you know what toughness means. And I just wanted to bring you in here, have a conversation with you, because I think that you can help a lot of people by talking about how you've shown toughness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured as much. Ben, how old are you?
I am 9 years old.
You're only 9? Why did I think that you were like 15? You're 9? Seriously?
Yeah.
So 9, that makes you, are you 4th grade or 5th grade?
3rd.
Oh my, see, I'm way out of whack. We should almost not have video just for that, because the look on my face, not good. So how old were you when you found out that you had leukemia for the first time?
I was only 3 years old.
You were only 3. So you're talking a couple of years before you even know what school is. So basically your entire childhood right now has kind of been on and off with leukemia, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different from most kids, I would think. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Will you just take a few minutes and just kind of just talk a little bit about what having leukemia means to you? Like how does it talk about how it like your day to day? How does it change just getting up and being a kid every day?
Yeah, so I get up, and sometimes I get very annoyed at how I have to take pills every day for so long.
I suppose you have to be, there's two sides of it. There's the wellness side, which is pills, medications. There's different types of treatment, going to different hospitals, right?
Yeah.
It's sometimes being a kid should be as simple as like, go outside and play and go fishing, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about eating healthy, but you've got a whole bunch of other stuff that you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how brave you have to be and how strong you have to be to continue to do that every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, right? How tell me, you know what the word attitude means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your attitude. Tell me how, like, when you wake up in the morning, how you approach your day.
I usually wake up and just do what I normally do, go downstairs, get breakfast, and get ready for school.
Just a normal day, right?
Yeah.
What about the days that you've had to go through like treatment? The days that you wake up and you know that you have something scheduled. Does your day feel a little different?
Yeah, it always does, and I just try to take my mind off it as soon as possible.
How do you do that? How do you take your mind off of it?
Just either watch a show and just focus on the show a lot.
Okay. So it's about like what you're concentrating on. It's the things that you kind of where you let your brain go for the day, right?
Yeah.
I imagine there's some days, like even with everybody, right? Whether you have leukemia or cancer or you're dealing with things in life, especially adults, like there's days that we get up and we're just like, I don't want to go to work. You don't have that option, do you?
No.
So you're kind of forced to. It's like I can either do this and make the best of it, or I can not, right?
Yeah.
And that's not an option, is it?
No.
No, that's resilience, right? That's the thing that I noticed about you is, do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was at the Farmington hockey rink for my last skate before I had to go into the hospital.
Do you remember how many people showed up that day?
I don't know, but the stadium was packed.
Was it crazy?
Yeah.
There were so many people there. I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that many. And I've been going to Schmitz Mackey Arena for, well, I won't say how many years, but a long time. And I don't think I've ever seen that many people in that arena. And that's what surprised me.
Yeah, never.
No, right? But what didn't surprise me was how so many people showed up to support, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be a pretty amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know that you always have your mom and dad behind you. You have your brothers behind you. You have your friends behind you, right?
Yeah.
But isn't it different when a whole bunch of people that you don't know show up?
Yeah.
Does that make you feel any different?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Does it give you strength? Does it give you courage?
Yeah, it just feels like super cool how everyone just got everything out of the way for their whole day just to come see this one kid.
Isn't that not like it? I don't even, I couldn't even imagine what that feels like. And I just like, I see it through you, right? Like I see a young man, and I don't say boy, because you are very much a young man. I see a young man who just has this drive and this strength and this courage to take that support and like the love of your family and just work your butt off, right? Just be strong. That's what I see.
Yeah.
That's you, right? That's
Yeah.
you every day.
Mhm.
That's leukemia, I'm sure, has a part to play in that, but I think that's who you are, and you certainly inspire me, and you inspire a lot of people, and that's, again, going back, that's why I wanted to have you on, is because I wanted you, I really wanted you to see firsthand. I don't know how I want to say that. I think I just have a profound respect for you, like just everything that you've been through, and I've been through a lot of battles over my life. Nothing like what you have. Nothing like it. And I know that there's days that I don't feel like getting up and just trying to watch cartoons or listen to music or do something. Like I just, like, I get in my own way sometimes, and I saw in you this ability to just do what you had to do and fight. And that's why I called you when you're in the hospital and we FaceTimed, right? Because I was just like, man, this young man's got this drive, and he's a fighter. Like that's what I kept seeing. And so, like, I admire you for that. You're an amazing young man. Why don't you tell, because outside of Farmington, there's probably a fair amount of people that know your story. But you've gone through leukemia twice now.
Yeah.
Right? You were pretty young the first time, though.
Yeah.
So do you remember much about it?
No, I mean, I just remember, like, I had a really tough time putting numbing cream on. It
Sure.
felt like super weird, and we'd have to play like music anytime I wanted to put it on.
Okay. What was different about the second time? But that would be the first that you remember a lot about it. But
Yeah.
what do you remember first about, like, when you found out that you had leukemia again? What was the first thing that went through your mind?
I was thinking like all that hard work just went down the drain.
Did did you ever have a time where you're like, I don't know if I can do this again? Does that even cross your mind?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's why I wanted to ask you that question. You don't strike me as somebody that's ever going to look at something as being too tough, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna buck up and muscle up and get her done, right?
Yeah.
I like it. Um, you know, you got some really good news this week, though.
Yeah.
You did.
Mhm.
You want to share that with us?
Yeah.
Tell us what
Um,
happened this week.
so I went to a doctor appointment,
Mm-hmm.
and I had my last bone marrow biopsy where they had to put me under anesthesia,
Yeah.
and they found that I was 100% my brother because of my bone marrow transplant that I
Mm-hmm.
had, and no more leukemia.
So you beat it a second time,
Yeah.
dude. Like that puts tears in my eyes. That's to be to be 9 years old and to I'm gonna have to put the explicit part on this and get your permission from your parents to say it, but you kicked cancer's ass twice by age 9.
Yeah.
There is nothing that is going to stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do in your life. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
Yeah.
You got a lot of great things that are going to happen to you, and you have a lot of life in front of you that I know, no matter what happens, no matter what comes in front of you, I know that you're going to have the strength, the courage, the toughness, and the resilience to get through all of that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You So you went out to the Relay for Life event the last 2 years with us.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So you had your last skate, and that was in, what was that, in like February, something like that? Was it even, maybe it was after that? But
Yeah.
it was over the winter time, late fall, early winter, if I remember correctly. And we did our walk in July. And I remember that morning it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Remember coming there the first time?
Yeah.
You had your I'm gonna call it like your little, it wasn't a scooter, like it's like your little
Oh,
car.
yeah, my hoverboard.
Yeah, your hoverboard. Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize. I don't know what it's called. But I remember walking around the track, and I turned towards the home stretch, and I looked up, and you guys were standing behind the fence, and you were right in front of it with your hoverboard. And I lost it because we were out there walking for you. We were out there walking for anybody that it has is dealing with cancer, has had cancer in the past, survivors, those of us or those that didn't win their battles. Like, we were walking for you, and you and your family came out, and I almost lost it. Like, that was so inspiring that we were there for you. Like, we were there for your family, and you guys came out to kind of support us. And that was amazing. You did a couple laps with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that day, right?
Yeah.
But that wasn't the first time. You came back last year for the relay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys got to speak, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember some of the things that you said during that?
Not really.
Not really. You were talking about just, again, on strength, and you were talking about continuing to fight, and you came out and walked again with us. There's a picture that I have that I share with people, because like when I do some speaking events, I always talk about impact, and I talk about how you can help the community and do different things. And the one that I have was, we had our polos on, and we were walking around the corner of the track, and you were over to the right, and you were walking in front of us, almost as if you were leading us. And when I look at that picture every time, I'm just like, we walked for 24 hours the second year. We walked for 12 hours the first year. But you spent 6 years walking through leukemia. Like, we could never walk far enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you did that every single day. You met some really good friends though when you were going through treatment, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me and our listeners about a few of those friends?
So when I was at the children's hospital, I met a kid named Jack. He played hockey as well, and so after like 7 o'clock, when everyone's like stopped going out and the nurses like settled down and the hallway settled down, we would go outside and play a little knee hockey.
You're playing knee hockey in the hallway, weren't you?
Yeah.
I may or may not have seen a few of those pictures get posted. I think they tried not to post anything. I think it was probably your dad that was doing that, not posting because we didn't want the nurses to find out, right?
Yeah,
No,
found out.
They found out anyway,
Yeah.
right? How do you play knee hockey in the hallway and not find out, right?
Yeah.
Tell me more about Jack. Tell me more about just tell me more about him.
Yeah, so like I remember we were going up for I think my brother's hockey tournament.
Yeah.
And he asked me to go to his birthday party and we're driving right through. It was like perfect timing and we went to his birthday party.
Now, how old is Jack? Is he older than you? Same age?
He's older. I think he's like 11 or 12.
All right. You guys have some pretty cool memories, right?
Yeah.
Some pretty cool stories.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever tell jokes between each other? No. Did you talk about funny stuff? No. Would you guys I'm not going to ask you to share that. That's personal. I won't go into that. How about besides Jack? Did you have other friends that or Jack was kind of the one that you
Jack was kind of the only one.
He was the only one?
Yeah. Because it was kind of hard because it was kind of at the end of COVID time, so you couldn't go in anyone's rooms at all.
That's right.
Yeah, so you would have to go in the hallway or something.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that. It almost seems like COVID was so long ago already. It was 3 years, but I forget that. Your stuff started before COVID. It went through COVID, and on the other side of it too. So there was that whole layer of not being able to be in the same rooms and interact with people quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been back to school for a while though, right?
Yeah.
How did it? You got what? Another 3 weeks left of the school year?
Yeah.
Something like that. How's okay? Your teachers aren't going to listen to this. Like they don't listen to my podcast. Yeah. I don't think so. You can say this. How's school going?
Good.
Good. How are your grades?
Good.
Good. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
You're a math guy too. Why does that not surprise me?
I don't know.
You like math, right?
Yeah.
Do you play Monopoly?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a math guy.
Yeah.
Do you crush everybody?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew that. There were some things that I wanted to ask you that I didn't let your mom and dad know I was going to ask you, and that was one of them because I want to make sure that you said that honestly. And so you're like the first guy on the board game to get the houses and the hotels, and you just laugh when you're taking all their money, aren't you? Yeah. Which piece do you use on Monopoly? Do you use the horse, the car, the hat? Like, what do you have a favorite?
No.
Not really. It doesn't matter because you're going to win anyway, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So the majority of the people that I know that listen to this are adults, right? So they're like your mom and dad and I. There's things that they go through in their life, right? Sometimes it's, it might be getting sick. It might be their job. It might be just things in their life isn't quite going the way they want it to. You're someone who knows a lot about toughness, a lot about being resilient. What would you tell them? If someone was in front of you today right now and they're like, this is going to be so hard, I don't know if I want to do this, what would you tell them?
Just keep going, and then in the end, it'll be all good, and you think wow, that was super easy.
Just keep fighting, right?
Yeah.
Just keep going through it. Because what's the option? To quit?
No.
No, quitting isn't an option, right? It's
Yeah.
not, quitting's not an option for you. It shouldn't be an option for anybody else.
No.
No, I 100% agree with you, sir, that there's no quit. We fight, we figure it out. Things don't always go the way we plan for them. Things don't always go the way we want them to, but sometimes we just have to bear down and say, you know what? That sucks, but we got to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys taken any vacations in the last couple months or so? Done any traveling?
Not in the last couple months. Like 2 years ago, I think we went to Virginia.
Okay. Tell me about, was that the first time you went to Virginia?
Yeah.
Did your dad have one of the historical reenactments he was part of when you went out
No.
there? No. Did you check out the history when you were out there though?
Yeah, that's the only thing we did.
That's the only thing you did? Who had the say in that?
My dad.
I figured as much. I know him well enough to know that, right? What did you like most about Virginia?
I don't know. Just like it's cool to be in a different state and like to see different places.
Do you remember what cities you went to in Virginia? It's okay
I
if you
think
don't know.
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg.
Is one of them.
There you go. What was the most fascinating thing that you saw? What was the coolest thing that you saw? Do you know? Did you go to any parks or like any forts?
Yeah, we probably, I don't know.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
So I want you to think about when you go on vacation, right? So you have
Yeah.
this big plan and you guys are going to go for a week or something, and the weather says it's going to be 75 and sunny, right?
Yeah.
The day that you have the entire day planned outside, it's downpouring. What are you thinking?
Think we should we can go back inside or something, do something inside, and then we go back outside.
You're going to just find something to do, right?
Yeah.
You're going to make the most of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have that grit. You have that positive attitude. Every time I see you, you're smiling. Yeah. You're just smiling. You are enjoying life. You're loving life. And you've been through more than most people will ever go through their lifetime. And that to me, sir, is commendable. That is admirable. And I wish more people, just in general, I wish more people had that attitude. I wish they could see life like through your eyes.
Yeah.
Even for a week, right? Mm-hmm. Even for a week. You've gotten back into sports, right?
Yeah.
You're in baseball now. Yeah. Right? How's that season going?
Good. We won our first game.
Nice. We won't say over the broadcast who you beat because we don't want to make anybody feel really bad, but you whooped up on somebody, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Really good. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. You can say it. Yeah. It's fun to win, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of comparisons in sports to life, right?
Yeah.
You're not always going to win every game. You're not always going to win every day. You know, sometimes the ball bounces off your knee and it goes into the outfield and somebody gets to second base and you just got to stop and you got to get into the next play and make the next out, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with life. Today might not go the way we want it to. It might rain today. It might, I might get a B+ on my test instead of an A+ because I studied my butt off, but we're on to the next one, right? Yeah. And that's resilience. That's toughness. And Ben, you continue to show that over and over and over again. I'm going to give you an opportunity to say anything you want to say to anybody. So it's not a question. If there's anything that you want to say to, like your friends, if there's anything you want to say to your mom and dad, if there's anything you want to say to anybody that's listening, it's completely yours. Whatever you want.
Just keep going, even though it's hard. At the end, it'll be a lot better.
I love that. Of all the things, that's what you chose, and I love that. You're an amazing guest, Ben. You're welcome back anytime. We can come and we can talk about anything you want. We can come back. We can talk about the Vikings. We can talk about anything you want. You just let me know when. All right.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm going to do a little outro here for those that are listening, and then you'll be all good. You'll be done. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Remember, I believe in you. I believe that you can be the best version of yourself, and I'm here to help you. I hope you found this episode to be both insightful and informative. Please go be amazing. Go help others in their journey.